In my last video, I covered how to do free organic research at Amazon.com to find the best categories and the best keywords. In today's video, I'm going to demonstrate and teach you how to research using a paid tool called Publisher Rocket. This can help new authors especially find the best place and the best strategies to position themselves. This video will be geared for beginners, so I will have timestamps in the description box below for other viewers who know some of the beginner information already. So let's get right into it. Before I click on the first area of entry into our program, I'm going to go into KDP Direct Publishing. Okay, this is my dashboard. Now, I want to point out that when you publish a book, you publish an ebook, hopefully a paperback, and hopefully a hardcover. And what I want you to think about is even if you're not anticipating selling a truckload of hardcovers, it still will allow you to present your book in 3 additional categories. So that's how I want you to think. I want you to think ebooks for your ebook and other book categories for your paperback and hardcover. So now let's go back to Publisher Rocket. Okay, so the first one here is the keyword search. So as you can see, there are drop downs here. Now, I don't have audiobooks right now, so I'm not going to talk about them at all in this video. I'm going to limit myself to physical books and ebooks. So if you're looking for your keywords for your ebook, I choose Kindle only, and then Go Get 'em Rocket. Oh, I have to type I have to type in the keyword. Okay, so I'm going to type in mystery. Let's not use all caps. Mystery thrillers. Okay, there we go. Okay, and what it does is it pulls up using all of the search terms and algorithms from Amazon. That's what you're paying the $97 for, because this tool will help you get deeper into the algorithms and the search features at Amazon. So this is going to pull up all the different keywords that are associated with this top keyword of mystery thrillers. And then I'm going to open up a whole bunch of these boxes here. This is what you would do. Some of this research can be a little bit time consuming and tedious, but believe me, if you're a new author, it is well worth it. Okay, now the other thing I want to talk about is I want to bring up a little graphic here. I made this in GIMP. In a category like mystery thriller, that is a broad category because inside mystery thriller are like cozy mysteries, noir mysteries, crime mysteries. All the different categories are in this big ocean. That's what mystery thriller is, a big ocean. Okay, and in that big ocean, the big guns, the big authors with the famous names, they publish and present their books in those categories, as well as the publishing houses that have marketing departments that work around the clock. Okay, so I want you to understand that putting your book in these big oceans, it's very easy for you to get lost in the shuffle because the big guns and the publishing houses, they're going to gobble up all of the sales because that's just how it works. So you want to find a category that's outside, that's in the ocean, because mystery thriller contains all of them. But as you start drilling down into deeper categories, then you'll be in the next size would be a Great Lake. It's not as big as an ocean, but it's still pretty big. The big guns are going to be in here, and the publishing houses are also going to be publishing in these categories, but it's much better. Okay. But when you drill all the way down to a final category, like, for example, police procedurals or, noir, uh, crime noir, or traditional detectives, that's more like a pond. Okay. And this is easier for new authors. And in this pond, you're going to gather all people that like crime noir. They're going to find this pond and they're going to come back to the pond because those are the books they like to read. So what you're looking for when you are a new author is you want to find your pond, okay? Because that's where you're going to find a readership. So I want you to keep that in mind as we go through all of the research that I'm about to point out. Okay, now interpreting what I just said inside this publisher rocket. This information here gives you an idea, like a mystery thrillers, the average page for the books is $3.98. That might or might not be relevant to you. The number of competitors is greater than 1,000. The average price for the book it ranges from about $3 all the way up to $10. That's about the range for an ebook. And then here it gives you the estimated average monthly earnings of the top books. Let's say the top 10 books or so. This is how much they make per month. Now, these are the two columns that as a new reader, you're going to focus on. The estimated Amazon searches and the competitive score. The competitive score is going to talk about really the big guns in the publishing houses. Okay, a lot of competition. So the ones in red, those are for, Stephen King, Nora Roberts. They can publish a book, go on a week's vacation, come back. Their book has, 10,000 five-star reviews, and all of the media reviewers are gushing over them. It's effortless at this point because they have for years, they've grown their readership. So for a new author, you're looking for this type of a keyword. You want a lower competition. Okay. So here's a lower competition, but this one has less searches than 100. So this would be mystery, thriller, suspense, psychological. I would jot this one down because at the end of all of your research, what you're going to do is compare all of the keywords based on the competitive score and how many searches. But since you have 3 books, so to speak, you have an ebook, a paperback, and a hardcover, all of which you can choose 3 different categories. That means you can have the book presented in 9 categories. So what you want to do is jot down the keywords that have a low competition and a reasonable number of searches. Okay. So I'm not going to bore you by opening up all of these, but that's what you would do. Let me see if I can find one that would give us a good no, okay. All right, and so this mystery thrillers, of course, is the ocean. So let's now do another search, and instead of doing mystery thriller, we're going to go back to Kindle. We're going to do, let's say, let's do crime thrillers and see if something comes up for that, crime thrillers. Okay, so then we'll open these boxes up here. All right. All right, now this one is crime, thrillers, sex fiction. I don't write books that are sexualized, but if you do, this would be something that I would jot down. Okay, so you just want to open up all of these keywords and start looking for a good place to put your book. So let's do another search, and I'm going to use police procedural because that's what I'm writing right now. So let's see, police procedural. Okay, now what I want to point out is that in the ocean of mystery thriller, okay, that houses all of the thriller books. All of the mystery books are in that body of water. But once you get down to the ponds, okay, and police procedural is a pond because police procedural is a final category. These categories are all hierarchical, and in either past videos or future videos, I'll point out the hierarchy when it comes up. Okay, so what you want to now do once you find a pond, okay, and this is a pond, you see how, first of all, it has more low competition terms, keywords that you can use. Okay, you want to look for one that's low competition, but has a nice number of searches. So this one I would write down, and this one I will use in one of my ebooks, American Police Procedurals. Okay. And then let's see, these are under 100 searches. Let's see, 21 under 100 here, 61 free books. I don't believe they allow you to use the word free in your keywords. Maybe they've changed that, but I don't believe they allowed that. Okay. Now, here is one that is low competition. For Police Procedural Mysteries series, and it has under 100 searches. However, books that range in that search, they make about $146 a month. All right, so as a beginner, I would still jot this one down because the one above it without the series word, okay, is moderately competitive, and they have at least 322 searches per month. So this one I would definitely use. I would add the series to it because I do write in series. So down here, oh, we already went over that. So let me see if I can find another good one here. Okay, so here, police procedural books. So here's a low competition, and it has 422 searches. Now this one I would not use for my ebook, but I would use this one for my paperback or my hardcover because books is more a word that somebody who likes physical books would use. So I would use this one for one of my physical books. All right. Now, if any of your books have a dog in it, then you can start looking in, some smaller ponds. Okay, so basically that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be going through this keyword search, and you want to do searches not only for ebooks, but then it'll become time for books, police procedurals. Okay. And this will it'll bring up a lot of the same information, but you will have other ones to choose from. All of a sudden you'll see, a long string keyword, which is what something like this is, long string keyword. And see, this one would be a great one. Police procedurals in fiction, okay, because there's 405 people that are typing that. And if you got even, 40 of them, that would be good. All right, so that's the strategy for somebody who is new. So we've covered the keyword search. So let's go to the competition analyzer. So let's try books this time. And what we'll do is we'll go to mystery thriller. Okay. Now, usually when you use a an ocean word like mystery thriller, you're going to be pulling up the bestsellers on Amazon. And these are very hard to compete with. In other words, this person here, the Quarry Girls, $19,000 a month in sales. Okay, daily sales $837. That's great, but you know, when you're brand new, it's hard to. That shouldn't be your first goal. Let me put it that way. So let's do a new search. We'll remain in books and we'll go back to our pond word. We'll go back to our final category and our pond. All right, so now what's good about this is a little bit easier and quicker for you to do just general research. In other words, now see, here's a perfect example of how the research comes into play. This is a writer's guide. Okay, so you wouldn't, I think I clicked out of, here it is. See, you don't want to be in this category, or you don't even want to see the categories, because this is a writer's guide. Okay, so here's a Scottish police procedural. I would stay away from that because very often the people that read British and Scottish books, they're not as interested in American stories, which is what I write. So I would not even check this one out. All right, so this one is Michael Connolly. I think I would skip over him just because he's a big gun. Okay, so I would come down to the next one. So once you see a person's book like this, you're going to see the categories, and they're going to tell you which categories this person is listed in. And so as you can see, this person is, yes, listed in police procedurals, but they're also listed in literature and fiction, United States. They're listed in just they're listed in this third pond here called suspense. Okay, that is underneath this mystery thriller. And then here they're underneath romance in a subcategory of romantic suspense. So when you find something like this, you could click on the click on this and it will bring you to the actual bestseller list. And you can look through these books and think, will my book fit in this category? You know, and it helps to think about it from the perspective of not competitive authors, but will your readers be hanging out here? Is this where they are going to come to find their next book? And if this is where they're going to come to find their next book, then this would be a category that you would want to list in. Okay. And the other thing that the competition analyzer can help you with is clicking on Insights. And this gives you an overall of how these books in general are selling. Okay. So, and this can help you. Let's say your sales are doing good and then all of a sudden they slump a little bit. You can come here and find out, is it me personally, or is it just overall a slump in sales because, you know, it's summer and people are out at the beaches and they're not home reading all the time. Okay. And it gives you sort of a category growth, some information. This could be very helpful as you're strategizing as you're going along. Okay, so let's get out of this. Okay, and the other one too is that, like down here for romantic suspense, you might want to see what keywords that would be suggested here. Now, some of these are good and some of them aren't so good because these are very broad terms. And so these are all ocean words. Okay, and as a new author, you want to have longer key tail keywords. I think that's what they call them, key tail keywords. Okay, so that's what you find out in the competition analyzer. Now the category search, let's go there. Okay, so here is the category search. So the category search starts at the tippy top of Amazon. So over here, they have all kinds of categories where you can sell anything under the sun. But we want to come over here and click on books. All right, and then we're going to begin our search using books. And I want you to also notice that they have Kindle here also. And if you notice, if you look again quickly, when you go from one to the other, the categories do change a little bit. So bear that in mind when you're doing this type of a search for your ebooks and also for your physical books. So let's go back to books category. So we're going to come down to, let's see, I guess we'll do this here. The mystery, thriller, suspense. Okay. And this is now we're looking into the ocean. And then this would be a lake, the big Great Lake, because it's a subcategory from the big ocean category. And when you go down and you see the categories dropping and digging deeper and deeper, that's when you find your ponds. So let's go down here to the one pond that we know of, which is the police procedural. As you can see, it doesn't go any further than the police procedural. So let's just take a look at what's available right on this screen before we click on it. This bubble here where it says selectable, what that means is that when you are uploading your book and choosing a category, it is actually selectable. Every now and again, you'll come to a category that, although there is a category at Amazon, there's no way for you to select it for your book. So that's why this is very valuable information, because you might find this category under someone else's book and then be looking for it and you can't find it. And you could get to the point where you're tearing your hair out. So this tool lets you know which ones are selectable and which ones are not. Now the next column is giving you an indication of how many books need to be sold to come to number 1 in this category. Okay, and then the next column is how many you need to get to number 10. Now, if you get to number 10, you're probably going to be on the first page of the search, so that's good too. The next column is going to tell you how much of the pool, so to speak, how much of the pond is filled with publishers. And then this one here will tell you whether or not there are Kindle Unlimited. Now, I believe we clicked on books, and that's why these are all marked NA, because physical books are not in Kindle Unlimited. So once you find your pond here, okay, and you think, okay, these are good odds for me, you can click on the insights, and the insights will give you some more information about how this particular pond is doing in general for all books. Okay, they'll give you an average age of the books that are in the category, average ratings, you know, how many stars they have. All of this information can become relevant at one time or another. We're focused right now on getting the best keywords and the best categories, so I'm not going to go too much into depth in this stuff here. Okay, now this could also give you an idea of the trend in the category itself. Now, this has gone down since April. It could very well be because, you know, the readers are, it's summer all over the country and people are not home reading like they are in the winter time. There could be a lot of things at play. The economy is not that great right now. So this will give you an idea whether your sales have taken a slump or whether it's just generally across the board. So let's click out of here. And then here we are, police procedurals. And then we click on keywords. And now this gives keywords, and this information also comes from the search at Amazon. But these keywords are too broad. These would be keywords you would use for the big guns, or you want it to be in the ocean. These are the keywords that you would use. So the procedures on finding the keywords that we've already covered, that would be the best way to get keywords, not clicking this in the category search. Okay, so what you would do is you would go down and find all of the categories that would be good for you and jot down this information, because in the end you're going to calculate which ones are the best ones. So that's what you can find out in this category search. So let's just go back here and you go to Kindle. So let's see here. Kindle, we'll go to, okay. All right, so over here, the only thing that's different when you click on Kindle is it shows you how many books are enrolled in Kindle Unlimited. Okay, and there's, you know, the majority of books I would say are listed in Kindle Unlimited. I think Kindle Unlimited is very good for a beginner. I know it's controversial, but my opinion is it is a help to you to get people who basically are reading whatever books they want inside of Kindle Unlimited for $10 a month, or whatever they charge. Okay, so that's the information that comes up in the category search. So now let's go to the AMS keyword search. Okay, so when you click on here, you're going to come over here. Let's click on new search. And again, we're going to choose between the ebooks and the physical books. And let's do this, mystery. Actually, let's go to our pond word and see what comes up. Police procedural. Okay, so it starts with all kinds of suggested keywords, and these comes right from Amazon. So you can go through this early on to see if you can find some good words to start taking notes on. Okay, and then after a while, it goes into a different type of search. And these are the books that come up in when somebody is searching for mystery thriller, whatever we typed. I can't remember right now, but anyway, they bring up the authors and the names of the book. So, and also it brings up the ASIN and the ISBN numbers. Now, these only come into play really when it's time for you to think about advertising on Amazon. And these numbers of your direct pond competition, these are going to come into play if you decide to do ads. So that's why this AMS keyword search is very valuable. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, so that's all it does. And what you can do is you can also export this into a CSV file, I believe, and then open it up. And in the beginning of your research, you might want to go and see these books that come up in this pond search and see, or make sure, I should say, that they are books that are very similar to you, because they're going to be in the same pond as you. And hopefully they're going to have the same readership, the exact readership that you're going after. Okay, so that's what comes up in the AMS keyword search. And then, of course, there's another tab here to go to the Publisher Rocket tutorials, and they show you how to use their system. The only thing with their tutorials and many of the other tutorials that I watched, they are geared to a lot of people who are selling things that are other than fiction books. And because we're selling something that's a bit harder to sell, the competition is fierce, and you have to sell a lot in order to be profitable, that creates its own animal, if I could put it that way. So that's one of the purposes of this video, is to just focus on, if you're an author and you're trying to use Publisher Rocket, what are the things that you need to focus on? So anyway, that is the video. I hope it was helpful. If it was, if you learned something, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.